Previously on Star Trek Livingstone.
Commander's Log, Stardate 57075.8. After receiving instruction to investigate the USS Alcubierre, missing whilst testing an experimental warp drive on the edge of Federation space, the Livingstone found the ship adrift, with minimal power and no life signs. Subspace interference prevented us from using transporters, so, taking the best possible officers, we set off by shuttle to investigate. I heard an old Earth expression once: when life gives you lemons, make lemonade. The lemons I've brought with me seem to be making good lemonade, indeed, albeit in surprising ways. We quickly discovered Romulans on board, who were less than friendly. Chief Medical Officer Bosch has shown surprisingly adept use of a phaser, especially for a Ferengi. And special mention should go to Lieutenant Davok for his excellent medical abilities in the field. Lieutenant Commander Lee Varren, however, has shown a surprising display of aggression. I genuinely thought he was going to kill the Romulan Ulan with his bare hands. Perhaps I did too. Keep a closer eye on Mr. Varren. We're clearly in a dangerous situation and have many questions yet to answer. What are the Romulans doing on board? Was it they who slaughtered what appears to be the entire crew, including Captain John Kelly and his senior officers? Who sent us the cryptic message wanting us to meet in stellar cartography? Perhaps the unconscious Ulan at our feet has some answers, or maybe our comrades who just escaped into the Jeffries tubes do. Fortunately, we lemons have a cunning plan.
And that brings us back into the game. So, just to lay some mechanical stuff out for you, you ended last session with 4 momentum. So you're now down to 3 momentum because we take one out. Because I'm like that. I, however, start all over again with threat, and I get 2 threat per player. So
6.
There we go. 8.
8? Ow.
Imagine you're counting by
How did you get a medical degree? You can't heal, you can't count.
I didn't think Usher was worth counting as a player, so...
Shots fired.
Brilliant.
Red alert.
Really?
Yeah. No, I'll go to red alert soon.
My tea's not even cold yet.
So,
It's because I feel like it's just being like IV'd into you at this point. Put the kettle on, let's go grab another bag and like hang it up on your...
right, well, there is no time for tea, unfortunately, because you are in this corridor on the Alcubierre with a couple of Romulans having disappeared up the Jeffries tubes and Lee Varren having made unconscious with a good right hook this female Ulan, who is unconscious on the floor at your feet. I'm waiting to hear if you're going to finish her off.
To be fair, we talked about this after the stream last time. I was pretty behind the scenes a little bit. I thought I had killed her already. And so you were like, no, she's just unconscious. And I was like, oh, thank God. So Varren is not going to kill her, but he is going to just wonder out loud if there's a fire suppression system in the maintenance tubes to Davik, and say that might be a way of flushing them out. But at that point, he's going to pocket his new knife that he's got, and he's going to step away from the fight and kind of look over himself.
I think we decided we were going to try to see if Davik and the Doctor could maybe access the computers to basically. Those guys have gone into the Jeffries tube. Is there a way we can set up some sort of force field to trap them and then knock them out with some sort of gas? Maybe using the ship's computers to do so, if there's anything left of them.
Yeah, are there any terminals around here?
There are no terminals that would be sort of sufficient for what you're trying to do, of what you're intending to do here.
Is it?
Go on.
Would it be possible to? Oh, sorry. I would ask Davik if it's possible to start an electrical fire to force a fire suppression system, even if there's no terminal.
Well, I would imagine that if there is a fire suppression system, a fire would set it off.
So from a phaser on a high setting?
Yep.
Yeah.
Aim down the Jeffries tube they've just been into?
We need to unseal it first.
Yes. They sealed it by themselves, didn't they?
Luckily, I have proficiency in doors.
But just to clarify one thing, when you asked about the computers, like, is there a terminal? You do know that in order to manually activate the force fields and the fire suppression system, the bridge would be your best bet for doing that.
Okay. Yeah, we would need to get to the bridge then.
Probably a good idea to get to the bridge to control this anyway.
Yeah. We were told
we were currently on the way to stellar cartography, though, weren't we?
Yeah, but knowing this situation, I feel like we made the decision to go to stellar cartography before we knew exactly what we were dealing with. We came to the end of the hall once we had decided we were going to stellar cartography, and then got fired upon immediately. So now that the situation has changed, perhaps the bridge is a way to maybe regain systems or figure out what's going on, how many there are.
Based on that not only scientific, medical, and also tactical insight from all of you, I think then that, yes, maybe we should head towards the bridge and try and get some sort of control over the ship, and then see, because we can presumably communicate with stellar cartography from the bridge and find out who is there waiting for us.
Okay.
Yes. Obviously, I don't need to tell you, Commander, that the rule of acquisition number 62, the riskier the road, the greater the profit.
It's on the profit. Yes, let's make it a profitable one, shall we, Mr.
Yeah, profit is the way of the world, sir.
Profit.
Bosch, do you think that you should be looking at this Romulan on the floor?
Instead of talking about rules of acquisition.
Are they okay?
Do you want to drag drag her along with us and find out any more information?
108 says a woman wearing clothes is like a man without any profits. Do we really want this one?
Well, I think didn't we stun out of the party that was facing us? Didn't we stun two of them? Wasn't there one on the floor, a male on the floor, a female on the floor, and two vanished off?
Yeah,
we did injure one.
Which the fact that they were able to drag two unconscious people through the British people say the Jeffries tube.
They only dragged one away. The
tunnel.
You knocked unconscious after they had disappeared.
Yeah,
I can make sure that she's stable but unconscious.
I can carry her.
Yeah.
No, we can leave her here and just tie her up, and I can make sure that she won't come around for a while.
I'm afraid if we leave her here that they may come back and grab her. If we're going to get any information right now.
Would you want me to wake her up?
I want to take her to the bridge and wake her up there.
We're taking her with us.
Okay.
I think that's wise.
I'd like to try and wake her up, please. I do have a focus in triage, if that would
Okay, triage wouldn't be appropriate in this instance because that's really for making a decision as to who you should treat first, where you've got multiple casualties.
Emergency medicine?
Give me...
Emergency slap.
Is that a focus or a
focus?
A focus.
My talent, I've got field medicine.
Yes, field medicine would be appropriate. Emergency medicine would also be appropriate. But if you
does that let you do some sort of re-roll if you're doing anything with maybe daring and medicine?
No, if you roll under your discipline, it counts as 2 successes when you use a focus. That's the benefit. When treating her, how are you choosing to treat her? In an urgent, frantic manner, or in a taking your time?
A little bit of time, generally. Well, I'll put a correct setting on the hyperspray.
Okay, give me a control and medicine check, difficulty 1.
I rolled a 4. My control is 9, and my medicine is 5.
Okay, you rolled a 4, and
That's
what was your other dice?
That's four's 2 successes, and it's only a
There's 2
medicine.
successes.
13. So that's
Still
also
a
under.
success.
So
Yeah.
three successes. You only required 1, so you gain 2 momentum. That's a good call. And indeed, this Romulan's eyes flicker open. She takes just a moment, and then suddenly she reaches for where her knife would have been. Realizes it's gone.
And she did.
So puts her hand
As she
to her
does so,
other
I'm just going
hip
to hold it out above her and just be like, mm-mm.
and draws her disruptor.
I'm going to knock her out because the hyperspray. I'm going to be still pretty down with the hyperspray again.
What I assumed, just bear with me here.
Mr. Baron, did you assume she was unarmed just because you'd looted her knife?
You made a point of saying you took her knife. You'd said nothing about her disruptor.
Okay. I mean, that's fair. I will realize that next time. That's my bad. I just assumed with an unconscious prisoner, we probably would have disarmed her. But
need to say it.
I would have thought so myself, but I wasn't going to prompt you because this is more fun. Okay, she flickers her eyes, and yes, you as you are standing over her with a hypo spray. I mean, technically, it requires changing the medicine, but I'm happy that you're on guard enough that you would have had something prepared.
Okay,
So,
in which case, I'm going to grab her disruptor and I'm going to drag her by the feet just down the hallway and say, let's go to the bridge.
okay, which way down the hall are you dragging her? Back to the shuttle bay, or just
have I
down the bridge? Down the corridor?
Considering I don't know this particular ship, I'm assuming this ship wasn't completely new. This is either a prototype of an existing model or something along those lines, like an NX model or something along those lines.
We're in a wasn't it Olympic?
It's an O-berth.
An O-berth.
Having a focus on starship engineering and having built starships in my previous life, probably Federation starships or Starfleet starships. Would I have an understanding of where the bridge is, just offhand?
So, mechanically speaking, your focus wouldn't necessarily give you the layout of a specific ship. However, given the fact that you spent some time at warp, you knew which ship you were coming to. You then spent some time in a shuttle coming over. There's been more than adequate time for you to sort of gen up and read up about
We did
the
look
ship.
at a map briefly, didn't we?
I think,
to find out where...
Yeah, I think we mentioned last
cartography
episode that you would know, even if not specifically, roughly where these things are.
Okay.
And that's how you would know that with the turbo lifts down, you can't go directly to the bridge. You have to go through Jeffrey's tubes, climb a few ladders, and go in basically via the captain's ready room.
Okay, in which case, I'm going to put the knife that I got, which you'll have to message me on Discord or something like that, because I typed it into my sheet and then forgot to save it like an idiot. So I know I have it, but I'm going to put that in my boot.
Yeah.
So that it's out of reach for her. I'll throw over my shoulder, and if we go into a Jeffrey's tube, we'll tie her up or lock her to some like pipe down there or something like that. Probably something super uncomfortable.
Okay, you are carrying her over your shoulder. Obviously, that disadvantages you quite substantially, as you would imagine it does.
Understood. Understood.
What is your intention when you... So, assuming you're all making your way to the bridge, and feel free to shout if not.
We carry on as a party, I think. We carry on as a team.
Okay. Most of the journey is going to be through narrow Jeffrey's tubes.
In which case, Commander, should we leave her here? There's no way... Realistically, we cannot carry her all the way through the tunnels and then up and down ladders to make it to the bridge if we're going to have to go through.
She's got probably a good 45 minutes to an hour unconscious.
Okay, I don't want to keep having to resurrect her and knock her out again every time we want some sort of information regarding who she is and what she's here. I'd be tempted to find out something about at least her, where she's here, but I strongly doubt that any sort of Romulan Ulan is likely to just fess up all the details of why they're here just because there's 4 Federation officers standing over them and they don't have their knife and disruptor to hand.
Without interrogation, sir. No.
Yeah, exactly. And we're not here to beat the living daylights out of them to find out. I don't have time for that either. We need to get to the bridge and see what is going on. Yes.
No, that was out of game. That was out of game.
Okay. So yeah, Mr. Bosch, if you think that the drugs you've administered will keep her out for a considerable time, Mr. Baron, if you could just basically see if you can tie her or restrain her to something just on the off chance, and we'll make our way to the bridge without encumbrance.
Was that... Wait, sorry.
Tie her up.
I thought you were speaking to Bosch.
Tie her up.
Oh, yeah. Tie her up. Absolutely. Do I have something to tie her up with?
Her own sash or something. She's got something.
Yeah, exactly. I will tear off a part of her outfit or whatever that she's wearing and tie her up with that, and I'll make sure that she cannot immobilize her wrists and stuff like that.
Okay, yeah. I mean, and for decency's sake, she was wearing a vest under her material,
tearing off her clothing for that reason. Jesus.
Okay, and in attempting to tie her, again, are you doing this in a rush? Are you doing it, or are you taking your time to ensure it's done properly?
Yeah, I'm gonna absolutely take my time to ensure it's done properly. The last time she woke up, she not only went for one weapon, she went for 2 weapons. And not only am I going to take my time to ensure that it's done properly and she cannot escape, but also search her for other weapons that she could possibly have. Or things like if she has a razor blade just randomly on her that she could cut herself out of.
Okay, you don't find anything else, only the knife and the disruptor, which you've already taken.
Gotcha.
And other than that, it's a fairly standard Ulan uniform. And you can indeed tie her up. I would like you to give me a control and security check, please.
Okay, it's going to be...
I'm going to make this a difficulty 2.
Okay. Control and security...
I'll explain why I'm making it difficult 2 is because you're using clothing which is not designed for this.
Okay. I have focuses in infiltration, espionage, and survival. Maybe survival for the idea of tearing off clothing and making rope or something along those lines?
Do you know what? I'll allow survival because I think that'd give you a good knowledge of knots and things.
That's fine.
Yeah.
So it'd be an 8 and a 5. So again, I'm not great with numbers, so I'm not going to call it out. I'm assuming that'd be a 13.
That's 13 to meet or roll under.
It's not great. My control skill kind of blows, but
2 successes.
Ooh. All right, it's a 6, which using survival.
Yeah.
That would be
2 successes?
Is that a double? 2 successes?
Yep.
Okay, that's good because I rolled a 17 on the other die.
Okay, but you feel comfortable and confident.
All right, thank you.
I'm
scared about that.
Should she wake up?
13's like right in the middle. I was just like, ooh.
Yeah. Okay. And you abandon her next to the Jeffries tube that you're about to go in.
Okay.
Off we go. Mr. Varant, you lead the way, but keep your phaser out.
Stun, correct, Commander?
It's set for stun, yes, and keep it ready because I don't want to come around the corner and come across half a ship's worth of Romulans again.
Yeah. Is her disruptor different than the phaser in any sort of mechanical sense?
Yes. You get different abilities with the disruptor than you get with the phaser.
Okay.
It's a little nastier, but it's not as flexible.
I can tell you.
Yes, please.
It is a vicious 1.
Okay.
Vicious 1.
Vicious 1.
So when you roll the effect dice, if you hit a 5 or a 6, that counts as a hit or as a damage. But because 5 and 6s are counted as effects, vicious 1 means for every effect you get an additional damage. So basically 5s and 6s count as 2 damage rather than just 1.
But can a disruptor be set to stun?
There is no stun setting on the disruptor.
No.
In which case, I will hang on to the disruptor, but knowing that it's against Starfleet regulations, actually, I wouldn't hang on to it. I would hand it over to my commander.
Oh,
that's very big of you. I will take that and we'll hand that to the captain when we get back.
Okay. In which case, I will set my phaser to stun, and I will take point, having a vague understanding of the Jeffries tubes and where to go. So we'll do that.
So leading the way, we have a very, very different Lieutenant Commander Varun.
Started to understand how this game works a little bit more. And then I work for Starfleet.
It's fantastic, and I'm not going to suggest you might be a changeling at all. Oh, you're not familiar with that yet. You've got that to come. Yeah. Anyway, who is going next? Because this is a one person at a time going through Jeffries tubes.
Okay, I will. I'll follow Mr. Varun, and then I think we'll have. I think we'll say, Davok, you're behind me, and Doctor, with your newfound pistoling skills, you can bring up the rear.
Aye, sir.
Keep that. And if everyone just keep your phasers handy, put them out and set on stun.
Yes.
Just for shorthand in the game, do you want to keep with that configuration every time there's a sort of one person at a time thing?
Yeah, it makes sense.
Yeah, at the moment. Yeah,
so it's me, and then what's the order after?
That's it.
Then Elin, then Davok, then myself.
Okay. Yeah.
Okay.
Good.
Always keep the wizard in the middle.
Models of us all into that seat.
Fantastic. So after some toing and froing, once or twice you've ended up taking the wrong direction and then thought, hang on, no, it's over that way. Oh no, we need to be up another floor, that kind of thing. Eventually you do make your way. Lee, you would see this first. You pop open the hatch and stick your head through into what appears to be the captain's ready room. It's quite small and cramped, but but the antique nautical instruments throughout it gives it a sense of sort of stateliness about it. For example, there's a sextant and brass comfort,
which is useless in space.
It is, but it's there for flavour more than anything. But they're set, for example, they're set on a pedestal next to the window.
Okay.
And there is something else that will be utterly useless on a starship, is a large wooden brass barometer hanging on the wall. And maybe a little bit more useful, there is a celestial navigation globe sitting on the desk.
That's a little bit better.
And yes, you sort of...
But the room is empty, as so far as I can tell?
Yes.
No, in which case I will relay this information quietly to Rawl directly behind me and say, it appears empty. This is Captain's ready room. Happy to proceed forward on your order.
Okay, yeah, let's move in and see what's in there.
Okay.
In which case I'll raise the hatch and I will come in quietly if possible.
Yeah, and you can do so indeed. You can stand up, and it's nice after spending a bit of time in the Jeffries tubes to sort of be able to stretch and flex a bit. And you're now stood in the captain's ready room.
So, other than the brass instruments and the useless nautical equipment from, like, literally 400 years ago, is there anything else in this room? Is there papers, a desk, or is there anything about what they were doing out here?
There's a desk with, like I say, this celestial navigation globe on it. There's also a terminal on the desk. There's a three-seater settee on one side of the wall, but overall it's quite a small room. It's not a room for holding parties in.
The Oberth class is only slightly smaller than our own Defying class anyway. In terms of size, they're quite tiny for science vessels. That being said, Davok, can you access the computer from the terminal in the captain's ready room? I would imagine that you could.
I'm going to go up to the terminal and have a look at it. Is it working?
It is not. It's offline at the moment, but you believe you may be able to. It's not operational right at this moment. Not so much through loss of power, but through a lockout that appears to be on it.
Oh, would I know what would have caused the lockout, or can I investigate that?
No, you know what causes a lockout is somebody locking it. It's like putting in a password, basically.
Yeah. Okay. It doesn't look like we can use this terminal, Commander.
You do think it might be possible for you to break the lockout?
Oh, okay. In that case, I would like to try and break the lockout. I do have a focus in computers, if that assists me.
Excellent. The focus in computers will definitely help.
If I assist as a command or as a sort of a command rank officer in getting into the ship's computer, if I assist Davok with this, I've got the advisor talent, which means I can assist with my command skill and allow Davok one reroll.
Excellent use of that. So, with Commander Rahl standing over your shoulder, telling you where you're going wrong and being a backseat driver.
Just not leave me alone.
No, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Try that.
Try password.
Captain's name was Kelly. Try Kelly as a password.
Okay, what I need you to do, Davok.
Didn't Commander Kelly have a cat? Try Spot.
Does anyone know his mother's maiden name?
No, but I can start guessing. Let's start with the A's.
Right.
In which language?
I need you to make a control or reason. I'm going to leave that one up to you. And engineering roll. This is, and I'm going to say this right up front, this is a difficulty 3. However, you do get your focus of computers helping.
Okay, cool. So both my control and reason are 10, and engineering is 4. So 14.
Okay. Oh, I thought you were adding this together.
I rolled 2 successes. I've got 2 11s.
2 11s, neither of which is under your...
engineering, no.
You used engineering, did you?
Yeah.
Okay. No.
You want to use my advice to re-roll one and see if you can get it to a 5 or
Now,
less.
before you do this, I'm going to make a ruling here. If it rolls poorly, you have to live with that. You can just spend a momentum to buy another success.
Oh, yeah.
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 But I'm on a roll here. I think I've got this.
You got 5. Okay.
Okay.
Yeah, and let's spend the momentum.
Nope.
And I rolled a 5. So 3rd success.
You get your 3rd
You need 2
success.
successes.
So it takes you a little while. But as a Vulcan, it's difficult to distract you. And of course, you have an affinity with computers.
I'm going to give it the basics of a CMO password, like the kind of the format for that, so it might help her to find that last one.
Yeah, absolutely. And eventually you do manage to get past. So the systems have been very, very heavily damaged. Most of the files are either corrupted or lost. However, you can access 2 of the captain's logs. The first one is a supplemental, and as you access it, the captain's... I'm assuming you want to access them. Sorry.
Yes, Commander, there's captain's logs here.
Let's play them back, please, Mr. Darwell. Let's hear what he says.
Play.
Okay, you play the first one, and an image of John Kelly, but looking rather more alive than when you last saw him, comes onto the screen. There's a bit of static, and it's a little bit crackly, but other than that, it seems fine. He says, Captain's log supplemental. The project failed. As soon as we engaged the warp drive, all hell broke loose. Systems are down all over the ship. We're trapped in a localized subspace interference field of our own making. Communications can't penetrate the interference. We're helpless out here, on our own, until my chief engineer and these theoretical boys from Utopia Planitia Fleet Yards can fix the problem. That is the first one. Do you wish to listen to the second one?
Yeah, let's play all, please. Let's hear the rest of it. Information.
Okay, as you start the second one, again, Captain Kelly appears on the screen. Again, you've got this static cutting across it and a little bit of a crackle. But this time, he looks rather more wild-eyed, a little bit more frantic, and you can hear the tension in his voice as he says, Captain's log supplemental. We've been boarded by Romulans. There's something strange about their sub-commander. He's different somehow. I don't know. I can't quite put my finger on it. And it cuts out there.
In which case, Varrett is going to go to the... I'm assuming there's only one exit?
There is indeed. There is a door into the side that you would know leads to the bridge.
In which case, I'm going to put my shoulder on the wall next to that door. I'm not going to open the door, but I don't know how Starship doors are, if they are exactly what they look like in the shows, which means particle board. But if I'm sure they're probably soundproof on an actual Starship, but in the sense that I'm going to get ready to move into it, but I don't want to trigger the door opening.
Actually, you would know that the doors on a starship are partially sound dampening, but they're deliberately not soundproofed. So that, for example, if someone rings the bell to come in, you need to be able to hear on the other side when they say, come in.
Well, in which case, I would like to listen to the other side, like be ready with my phaser but have a listen to see if I hear anything on the other side. I can't speak Romulan or anything like that, but I'll know the four of us are the only friends we have. So if there's another voice that isn't Romulan, it's probably a friend.
Okay, give me an insight and security roll, please. This is a difficulty one.
Okay. Would espionage or infiltration work for this?
Yes, I'll let espionage.
Kind of sneaky.
Yeah, insight is not great, guys. That's going to be a 14 that I have to roll.
That's good.
First one is a 10, so that's 2 successes, and the next one is a 7, so 3.
Oh, right.
Okay.
3 successes against 2. So
wait, no, it would be...
It's 2.
It's only 2, it's not 3.
Okay.
Yeah, that's correct, because I have a 9.
You still get yourselves another momentum. You are now at maximum momentum. Just so you're aware. Yes, you strain and listen. You can hear something, but it is just the hum of terminals. Then suddenly you hear a spark. But you recognise it as the sound of equipment malfunctioning. You hear no voices, no movement.
I'm going to mention this to the commander and also say if systems are damaged, it's possible there was a fight in there. We may have damage to certain systems, anything that we want to know, but we'll have a better chance on the other side.
But if they were boarded by Romulans, it's fairly safe to assume that Romulans, one of their first objectives was to take the bridge.
Yes.
Davok, is there any way we can get with the computer access you've got, is there any way we can scan the ship and differentiate Romulan life signs, see what sort of boarding party we're looking at on board here?
It looks pretty garbled at the moment. I don't know if I can try and get some more access out of this.
Nothing on internal sensors. No problem. Can we send
dry?
Marvelous. Do we have any form of internal ship communication in the from the computer systems?
No.
Can you get anything from that?
Nothing.
Right. So we can't send a message. We can't send a message to whoever is waiting for us in stellar cartography.
I have. Oh, go ahead, Bosch, first.
No, I was saying, of course, someone messaged us.
We can't send them a text to the nearest setting.
And I would imagine this would be closer to shuttles or something along those lines, but is there any sort of security in the bridge for a situation like this? Would there be a locker in the captain's area or something like that? Something that Romulans may have missed.
I think normally you have personal weapons either in the armory or on you, and any security officers on board the ship.
Our comm badges will work between us on the ship. Might it be worth? I think they do. Do.
So when Commander Rahl tried to contact the ship, the comm badges just were not functioning. You were getting a weird boop, boop, boop noise from it.
The subspace field is affecting all communications.
Yes,
isn't
it is. And the way that comm badges work, I mean, you would all know this basically anyway, is the message doesn't relay from one comm badge to another. The message goes to the core computer of the ship and then back to the other person's badge.
So magic.
Yes. You're always communicating with the ship, even though it might end up getting forwarded.
All your communication will be logged in the ship's core computer and the ship's log anyway.
Yeah. Big Brother just trying to keep an eye on us.
Facebook.
Deep state.
We have no need for money.
Obviously,
I'm trying to be authentic American right now.
No, obviously, your comm badges are currently sort of paired with the Livingstone.
Because so they're not.
So if we can't if the Livingstone can't contact this ship and we can't contact the Livingstone, then there's no reason our combats would work because they have to go to Livingstone to go to you guys. Got it.
So following that logically, can we reconnect our comm badges to this ship so we can communicate with each other?
It's theoretically possible. You estimate it would take about an hour per comm badge to attempt to do it.
Don't know whether that's.
Don't think we have. That's an excellent idea, Mr. Davok. I don't think we have time to sit around for 4
that would
hours.
take too long.
So, would it be advisable to for one of us to head to Astrometrics to at least explain where we're going?
Well, I think what we should probably do now is check the bridge cautiously and see what's going on there, and then from there see if we can head to stellar cartography and find out who our mysterious benefactor or not may be.
Yeah.
So if we, I'll go and stand with Mr. Varron at the door, and we'll sort of give it the whole combat and open the door.
Varron just looks at you strangely and is just like, whatever.
Or you can just open the door and go in. Mr. Varron, go and check.
Yeah, and Vernon's going to walk through with his phaser out.
Bosch just wants to quickly turn to Commander Raoul. 193. It's never too late to fire the staff.
Before Varron opens the door, he's going to, if this is the last thing I hear, he opens the door. That's when he opens the door.
Okay, so Varron, you draw your phaser. You might double check that it's set on stun. And
I just spin the wheel and hope for the best.
And
basically, one only has stun settings.
So knowing that these are automatic doors, you've been standing sort of to the side of it with your back to the wall, and you spin on your foot.
And the door doesn't open,
and
does
nothing
it?
happens.
God,
because you'll
damn
remember
it, Stu.
that the power is down.
Doors.
Bosch just says 193.
Fortunately, yes, Bush is gone.
No, I was just slamming my head on the desk.
But you mean
Sorry.
the door?
The door.
Fortunately, there is an emergency hand actuator in the wall panel.
Oh, good.
Ooh.
You've got a speciality in those.
I
So
don't.
if this doesn't work, I am outright killing the next Romulan I see. And I'm going to switch it to stunt. I'm going to switch it to murder, and I'm going to kill him, and then I'll just bring in my new character later once I'm fired. Yes, I will use the hand actuator and then go through the door.
Okay, you yank the hand actuator down, and the doors hiss open. The bridge is empty. The view screen is awash with static. The ops, con, science, and tactical stations are all showing completely blank. They all appear to be offline.
Where is the... Oh, sorry.
I was going to say, whoever's accessed these systems here are long gone. And the Romulans appear to have locked out the controls.
Right. Funny thing that whoever's down in stellar cartography may have been a bridge officer who's, basically either locked out or secured the computer systems here and done a runner. That's probably why they left the message.
Good, and they left us a message in the engine or in the shuttle bay as well, didn't they?
Yeah, knowing that's the only place we'd be able to get in because the subspace interference.
So there might be ship systems just locked out of these systems. I have no idea how that works.
They can. You can transfer what's left of ship systems to individual places. So I wonder if they've moved everything to stellar cartography because that's where they were going to go and hide and hole up.
I'm going to go stand by the
themselves in there.
Is there another? Obviously, there's another exit to. There are only two. There's one exit, and then there's one thing from the captain's whatever.
Yeah, there'll be a turbo lift access at the back of the bridge usually.
There is a turbo lift access at the back of the bridge.
If turbo lifts are down, then the only entrance that we would know of would be the one that we came through.
Pretty much.
In which case, I'll probably go back there and stand watch.
I mean, you can always open the turbo lift doors and jump.
Very long way down.
Yeah, maybe no.
Yeah, but it might be quicker than those tunnels. Like if you climb down.
Could be hundreds of feet.
I think from here we'll probably proceed as per the original plan. We've checked the bridge. There's not much we can do here. And Davok, are you able to see if there's anything more you can get out of these sets more than the captain's ready room ones?
Yeah. Is there signs of like a fight here at all?
Yes, you can see some scorch marks around the area. Let me just.
Wait, this ship is smaller than the Defiant, right?
It's marginally. They're both classed as basically the same sort of scales size.
All right, so even if there was a turbo lift, the Defiant is 98 feet tall. So worst case scenario, it's got to be under 100 feet. Not that you can survive this. It's not D&D, but it's worth mentioning that if we had to tie a rope or had to go down something like that or climb, it wouldn't be like we're jumping through the Enterprise.
Well, actually, there is quite a difference because although they're roughly the same sort of, if you think in terms of square footage, they're probably about the same, or give or take. Where the Defiant is quite flat and wide, the Alcubierre is much taller and slimmer.
Okay.
So actually, no, it's got far more decks
Okay.
than the Defiant.
So let's not jump down the tube.
Yeah, I think there's nothing on the bridge more than the evidence of it having been taken and the remnants of the computer systems. I still think our option is to head towards stellar cartography and find out who is there that left us the message, and suspiciously maybe has switched all the computer systems certainly out of this area and locked everything out.
Yeah.
Although, having been boarded, it's likely that the captain would have activated some sort of security protocol to secure the computer systems the moment he realised Romulans were on board. But I think we'll head towards stellar cartography, and if that means back in the tunnels, Mr. Varron.
Yeah.
We're in the front.
I'm going to ask Davik just because as a security officer, I would imagine I might know this, so I'm going to ask Stu. So it is canon that I'm a dumbass and ask the science officer this. Is there any way to download a map, like a portable map of this, whether it's like something that is holographic and pops out or something along those lines? But just so we don't,
we'd have probably got some sort of like layout of the ship on a tricorder, and we've all got tricorders.
That's what I'm asking, is because earlier it was we saw a layout of it, but we had to remember the layout and anything. Is there any way to download an actual schematic of the ship so that when it comes to something like this in the future, if we go to some place that we don't know, we can actually have it on us instead of having to remember it, which is...
Yes. Yeah. So obviously you didn't know it was going to be empty. You didn't know that there wasn't going to be anyone to ask. But yes, in future cases, as long as you've got the schematics already, then yes, there's no reason why you can't download them into your tricorder before going.
In the future. Got it. All right. Going head first in the tunnels. Let's go.
Same order.
Same order. And yes, you had your way back through the Jaffrey's tunnels, down a few floors, and make your way towards stellar cartography. Eventually, you get there. As you approach, you can see that the door to stellar cartography is already half open. And as you approach and peer inside, you see a young Starfleet engineer sitting at the controls. A star chart of known space flickers on the large spherical screen. But soon, the screen fills with static and then goes dark. You hear him bash a fist onto the console and says, "Almost have it that time," this engineer says to himself. And then he jolts and looks up, turns around and sees you in the doorway. And you look into the face of Eric Stollman as he says, "You made it! Boy, am I glad to see you!"